Hello and welcome to Local Edition. I'm Leslie Leyton. Over in the city of La Habra, they're looking into water conservation and also updating its general plan. Just a couple of the things going on in the city, and the mayor's here now to talk about them. Welcome, Tom Beamish.
Thank you. It's very pleasant to be here. I look forward to the discussion.
Thank you. Tell us about the general plan update. What needs to be tweaked there?
Well, actually, we on the City Council passed it here in the last meeting in January. It was a 3-year effort that we went through to look at our long-term goals and planning decisions and land use decisions. The City Council 3 years ago formed the General Plan Advisory Committee. We call it the GPAC, and we had the members from the City Council on that committee and the Planning Commission and the Community Services Commission, and trying to be very inclusive. We had members of the Youth Committee on that, and then we chose some folks from the community to come together. The committee went on for 3 years, as I said, and finally culminated in our 2035 general plan update, which changes some land uses. The committee had approximately 19 meetings, and they had 6 public open meetings. Their meetings are open too, but this is where we brought the public in to work on tasks and talk about how they envision the future of La Habra. So it's a
What
really
are the highlights of the findings there in the future of La Habra?
A couple of real interesting things is, of course, it sets out our agenda for the next years to 2035, and it helps us budget, it helps us plan for the future. A couple of the most interesting things is we're going to a higher density usage in some of the residential areas, going to mixed use, hopefully to entice businesses to come into town more than we have now and make it a really more viable community for businesses to consider coming into our town.
Yeah, some people see it as a more modern way to live in that kind of mixed use.
Well, mixed use is very interesting. Of course, that's where you have commercial property with residential. In the higher densities, it just needs to be quality projects, because I've seen higher densities that don't seem too good, but I've seen them where if they're designed right, they're great. The added residential coming into town will help support our business environment. It's a great plan that we have, and we're excited for the future.
Water conservation is huge right now with the lack of rainfall we've had over this past year. What are you doing in regards to water conservation and infrastructure investment?
Well, we actually started a few years back. We are very fortunate here in La Habra. We have just put in 2 new groundwater pumps, and of course many of the cities take water from Metropolitan Water. We're fortunate in that we buy water from Cal Domestic Water Company, and now we have additional wells. And so we at one time imported 40% of our water from Metropolitan, but now that's less than 10%. So that stabilizes our rates, and we're not that affected by the drought. I know Governor Brown asked for a conservation of 20%. We should all do that. However, with us, we're more dependent on local water and Cal Domestic Water, which ensures our water.
Yeah, that's good news for people living there. I've noticed around a lot of towns, the pavement, the potholes are going away.
Ah, they are.
Yeah, no coincidence. Same thing in your city, huh?
Well, yes. Again, 6 or 7 years ago, the City Council looked at that, and we came up with a plan that what we did is we broke the city into geographic regions. And once we had those regions, we said, okay, in 6 years, we're going to pave every street, which is about 74 miles. So $28 million later, we had paved all our residential streets, and that's good for business and our residents.
Terrific. Thank you very much for being here, Mayor Tom Beamish.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
And thank you for joining us. I'm Leslie Leyton.